If Bob saved all $779 each month, how much would he save in 1 year? Okay, well, how many months are in a year? 12. So each month, 779, we just need to multiply that by 12, and that will tell us how much he can save in 1 year. So 779 times 12. Just like we've done with addition and subtraction, we're going to start in the right column and move our way left. And we're going to start with the 2. So when we're multiplying 779 times 12, we're still essentially doing the same strategy. We're breaking up that 12 and basically doing 779 times 2 and 779 times 10. And then we're going to add those two together. We're going to start with the 2. So 9 times 2 gives me 18. I can't write 18 in that column. So just like before, I'm going to write the 8 and I'm going to carry a 1. But here's where it's different. You can kind of remember the order of operations. I've got the 1 up there that I need to add, but first I need to do my multiplication. Multiplication always comes before addition. So I'm going to do 7 times 2 is 14, plus the 1 that we carried gives me 15. So now I'm going to write a 5, and I'm going to carry a 1 again. 2 times 7 is 14 again, plus 1 gives me 15. There's nothing to carry at 2 because we're done, so I just write 15. Those ones that I carried, I don't want to get confused with those, so you can either cross them out or erase them. It's up to you. So we've essentially done 779 times 2, which gave us 1,558. You can check that if you want. Now we need to do 779 times the 1, the 10. But here is the key. When I move to the next place value, so first 779 times the 2, which was in the ones place. Now I'm going to do 779 times the 1, which is in the tens place. When we move over, I'm first going to put a 0 in the ones place so that I don't accidentally start writing in that place. And so now when I do 9 times 1, that gives me 9. I put it in the tens place because remember, it's really like I'm doing 10 times 9. And then we just keep going like we did before. So 7 times 1, that's nice. That's just 7. 7 times 1 again is also 7. Essentially doing 779 times 2 and 779 times 10. We need to now add those two products together. So now I can just add 8 plus 0 is 8. 5 plus 9 is 14. 4, carry the 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 7 is 13. Write down the 3, carry the 1. 2 plus 7 is going to give me 9. Bob would have $9,348 after 1 year. And it looks like Bob is happy with those savings. Save that money, Bob. All right, let's move on to the last example. All right, last but not least, long division. Don't worry, it's gonna be okay. Before we get to part A, there's a few new terms we gotta go over. So first, whatever number you start with is called the dividend, and what you're dividing the dividend by is called the divisor. And then the answer you get is, like we said before, called the quotient. The dividend always goes inside the division symbol, and the divisor always goes outside. Now that we know that, let's try part A. All right, 2,704 divided by 13. I'm going to start with 2,704, and I'm going to write that inside that division symbol, the long division symbol, and then that divisor 13 goes outside. Now that we've got the problem set up, let's talk about how to do long division. And there are basically 5 steps that we're going to repeat until the problem is solved. The first step is divide. So what I'm going to do, I'm going digit by digit, and instead of starting on the right side, like we did with addition, subtraction, and multiplication, I'm going to start on the left. So first, I'm going to do 2 divided by 13. In other words, how many times can 13 go into 2? And the answer is 0. So what I can do is I can put a 0 there as a placeholder. Once you get more comfortable, you probably won't put anything there. Second step, multiply. And what we're going to multiply is the 0 and the 13. So 0 times 13 is 0. Where do I write the 0? I write it directly in line with that 2. So again, we really want to make sure everything's lining up. Probably the best piece of advice for this entire lesson is be organized. Write big, take your time, and make sure things are lining up. All right, so 0 times 13 is 0. I write that below the 2. Now we're on to the third step. So we did divide, multiply. Step 3 is subtract. 2 minus 0 is 2. The next step is bring down. And what does that mean? Well, I'm bringing down the next digit. So I'm going to bring down the 7. Step 5, pretty simple, is just repeat. So now we go back up to step 1 and do the whole process again. How many times does 13 go into 27? Well, it can go 2 full times. So I write a 2 above that 7 because now we're in the next column. Multiply. 2 times 13 is 26. I write that below. Step 3, subtract, and I get 1. Bring down. And now we repeat. 13 into 10. How many times can 13 go into 10? 0 times. This is a really important part. A lot of students mess this up and they will not write the 0. But every time we bring a number down and we do division, you need to write something there, even if it is a 0. 13 into 10 goes 0 times. And you're going to see why we need to write the 0. Now we just continue. Multiply. 0 times 13 is 0. Subtract. I still have 10. Now I bring down the next digit. And now we repeat. 13 into 104. Now, when it starts to get a little bit challenging, maybe you're not sure how many times 13 goes into 184. No worries. You can take a guess. Do the little multiplication on the side and see if you're close. Maybe I'm guessing 13 can go into 104 7 times. So off to the side, 13 times 7, that's 21. Carry the 2. 7 plus 2 is 9. 91. So that means I could actually do it 8 times. So let's try 13 times 8 just to double check. 3 times 8 is 24. Carry the 2. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 2 is 10. So it's exactly 104. So I don't know if that made sense, but again, you want to make sure you're doing the division, all the division you can do. 13 goes into 104 exactly 8 times. 8 times 13 is 104. Subtract, I have 0 left over, and I've brought down all the digits that I could bring down. You're not finished until you get to that last digit. So 2,704 divided by 13, what is the quotient? Well, the quotient is 208. All right, let's try part B. 11,907 divided by 14. All right, let's set it up the same way we did on the first one. Well, 14 goes into 1 0 times. 14 into 11 also goes 0 times. So now it's 119. So 14 into 119. Again, I'm not quite sure. That's kind of a large number, so I'm just going to take a guess. Let's say 7 times. So off to the side, I'm just going to do that quick multiplication, and I get 98, which means I could do one more group of 14, because 14 plus 98 would give me 112, which is still less than 119. So it's actually going to be 8 times, and 8 times 14 is 112, like I just mentioned. So we did the division, then we did the multiplication. 8 times 14 is 112. Subtract, that's going to be 7. Bring down, so I'm bringing down the 0. How many 14s go into 70? That is going to be exactly 5 times. 5 times 14 is exactly 70. So multiplication, now subtract. I got a 0. Bring down. After you bring down, you have to repeat, remember. So now, how many times does 14 go into 7? 0 times. I have to write the 0. 0 times 14 is 0. Subtract. I have 7 left over, but there's nothing left to bring down. Okay. First, notice if I didn't write the 0 there, which a lot of students will forget, my answer might look like 85, and 85 is way off. But the question is now, what do I do with that 7 left over? Previously, you might have just written 850 remainder 7, but not anymore. We are going to write it as a mixed number, and that remainder of 7 we're going to write like a fraction. The quotient is going to be 850, and we have 7 left over, but we are trying to make groups of 14. So that's 7. We have 7 out of the 14 to make the next full group. But with fractions, anytime you have a fraction, we always want it in simplest form, and if you know how to do that, that becomes 850 and 1/2. And here's a few more to try on your own. All right, thank you so much for watching. And before I go, a special shout out to Logan at the Smalls Road Public School, all the way down in Sydney, Australia. Thank you so much for all the support.